Of you feel like your number changed during this assignment? Like you have now a better understanding of independent versus dependent variable. Did anybody's number change? And hopefully I'd say went up, not went down. Did anybody's number go up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wonderful. Okay? As we go through this process, I'm going to ask that question again at the very end, and I want to make sure that we're hopefully all feeling more comfortable with looking at independent versus dependent variables. I'm going to need about 5 more minutes of your time, and then I'm going to let you go for the remainder of the hour. Sound good? Wonderful. Let's see here. Let's go through Homer, Bart, and Senor Krusty. Homer notices he's got some slime in his shower. Kind of gross. What is his initial observation? There's slime in his shower. That's gross. What is Homer's control group going to be then? Yes, sir. The water. Very good. What is his independent variable? What is he changing? The what? The juice. Lovely. Thank you very much. The dependent variable. The outcome of the adding the juice is amount of slime. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Amount of slime. What should Homer's conclusion be? Did the coconut juice work on his shower?
No.
No. Now, here's the question I want to ask you that's not on this assignment. What could Homer change in the experiment to get different results?
The amount.
The amount of coconut juice. Thank you very much. What else?
Being on there.
The temperature of the water and juice. Hunter. A different type of juice. We don't want to use a product because he's thinking juice can do it. Barney told him that juice does it. We can do that. What else? Yes.
I'm curious to see if you scrubbed it or like did you leave the light on or stuff like that.
Did you leave the light on? Did you do any scrubbing? He probably didn't do any scrubbing at all, knowing Homer. Just sprayed it, walked away. Just saying. Right? Homer's not the scrubbing guy. Okay? Didn't do that. Good. So again, keep thinking about how we can fix it, how we can change it then. Let's go to Bart. Bart's got a pretty weird hypothesis here. Thinks that again, exposing mice to X-rays makes them stronger. What is his control group?
Half of the original mice.
Yeah, there's the group
The mice.
not in micro. The independent variable, what's the thing that he's changing?
Mice. Microwave.
Which one is it?
Microwave.
The microwave. Thank you very much. The dependent variable, the result of the change is? Yeah, I just cold called you. One of you over there. Steiner or the other one? I forget your name though. Strength of the mice. Thank you very much. Strength of mice. What should Bart's conclusion be? Does putting mice in the microwave make them stronger?
No.
No. Not working. How could Bart's experiment be changed? He could repeat it again, but what else could he change then to see if he could get a different result from it?
How long?
How long they're in the microwave for?
You'd bake them.
Either not place the mice in the microwave at all and just let them be, or put the mice in the microwave for longer, or turn up the heat in the microwave.
To change the power setting on it. Good. I love that one. What else?
The weight of the block.
Change the weight of the block. Maybe the block was too light, right? If 15 out of 20 mice did it, right? Does that make sense? What else?
Make sure to feed them at the same time.
Yeah, feed them the same time. Make sure the mice are the same, basically age and overall health condition, right? all of those things that have an impact upon the overall experiment. Wonderful. Let's take a look at Krusty then. It is itching powder.
There's some
That Krusty the Clown, he's a kidder. That Krusty. Does anybody watch The Simpsons, or is this just a me thing? A couple of you have? All right. How many of you have never seen a Simpsons episode? Oh boy.
That's
Now
sad.
I'm feeling old.
That's sad.
Now
That's sad.
thanks for verbalizing exactly how I felt. I appreciate
It's
that.
sad because
That's
it's pretty humor.
sad.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, trust me. What did I hear that kids born? What was it? Kids born this year will learn of 9/11 as a history event versus an actual like occurrence.
Yep.
Like that'll be in a history book for some kids. Where you guys, I know, were only one, right? At the time. Well, no.
I was 8 days old.
I was
Yeah, you were 1 year old.
conceived.
You were
You were born on that.
I was in the womb.
correct. Some of you weren't even born yet because it's
I was
50th anniversary.
8 days old.
I felt it.
8.
I remember that.
So,
I don't remember that.
I still remember exactly where I was. You remember too, Miss Reese? Yeah.
I was 8 days old. So.
I remember exactly where I was when I heard the
What?
news.
My mom was feeding me a bottle. I'm watching the
Well, I
news.
was teaching. I was
My mom
teaching
would
7th grade science in
have
Fort
a
Atkinson at the time, and
What?
when the first plane hit the tower, hit the World Trade Center tower, #1, there was an announcement that came on the loudspeaker, and we all grabbed TVs because the internet wasn't as big back in that time as it is now. Right? There wasn't as much coverage back then. So we grabbed TVs and we were watching it on TV, and I watched then the second airplane hit the second tower, and the towers fall and everything during the course of the day. Pretty amazing stuff, and yeah, those students now, they were 7th graders at the time, so they were what, 13, 12, 13, so 15 years, so they're now 27, 28 years old, adults now. So pretty amazing stuff. So it's just an interesting concept to think about, that we're now getting to the point that people won't know about that when they actually have to read about it and learn about it. All right, Krusty then. Sorry I digressed there, I apologize. Krusty the Clown, what was his control group then? The control group was? What was
Test
the
subjects.
Huh?
Test subject.
Which test subject though?
The one that did not get the itching powder.
A.
Test subject A. Okay? Subject A, remember that was with the original powder. The independent variable, what was the thing that Krusty changed in the experiment?
Itching powder.
Was the powder. The dependent variable, the outcome was the
How Andy will react to the itching powder.
kind of yes and
How long they itch.
yes, the length of time. Length of time they itched. Explain whether the data support the advertiser's claim about the product. Did the new and improved itching powder do what Krusty said it was going to do?
No.
You sure?
Oh wait, never mind.
Are you sure? That it claimed to be 50% longer?
Oh no, I
50% of 30 minutes is 15?
I didn't hear longer. I didn't
There we
see the
go.
longer lasting itches.
So yes, the data did support the fact that it
Lasting
did
itches.
work. Okay. Now, after going through the answers, how many of you changed your number again in understanding the difference between an independent versus dependent variable? Did anybody else change their number? Did you go higher? You went lower? You got dumber since I've been up here explaining this to you. Wow, I have not done a very good job then. We need to edit that part out of the video. I'm sorry. I will come over and work with you. Anybody else? Hopefully get smarter. Anybody get smarter? Thank you. Did anybody happen to get dumber since I was up here talking? Oh, I did. You're just more tired. I understand it. It's now time for me to shut up, right? It's time for you. Here's what I'd like for you to do next, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look at your homework assignment. And I'm going to give you then the remainder of the time today to work on, because you're probably going to need it to go through and do it. Please go back into Canvas and find what's called identify scenario number 1. And let's take a look and see what that looks like inside of Canvas so that you can see what it looks like. We will go there, we will go there. Here it is. We will go back to the modules. I love Canvas because I get to use all of these different things. Nature of science. Here we go. We want to do the identify scenario number 1. We are then going to open this up. Should look something like this. And I want you to put that into Notability then, please. This is where you're going to be answering the questions to this. Now, this process, this is putting this whole thing together now. It's basically going from start to finish. Can you identify all of the different parts? This is an actual experiment that was done by a scientist with actual data recorded from the experiment. What I would like for you to do then is to go through and answer these questions. Now, what was the problem of the observation the scientists made from the experiment? What was the question they were looking to answer? What is the possible hypothesis based upon reading the experiment that the scientist is trying to solve for? What are some of the procedures that the scientist has to ensure get done in order to conduct the experiment? Now, here's where we get into the heart and the meat and potatoes of this, right? What is the independent variable in the experiment? What is the scientist controlling or changing in the experiment? What is the dependent variable? What is the outcome of that change in the experiment? What's the control group? What's the experimental group? What's the group that we're comparing the answers back to? And what's the group that we're changing the variable on? Last but certainly not least then, as it says results, graph. What I would like for you to do is to set up then a graph, create a graph of the actual data. This data that's found right here. You need to graph this. You can do it a couple of different ways. I'll be more than happy to help you in that process. But remember, the independent variable goes on the x-axis, the dependent variable goes on the y-axis. Once you can identify the independent and dependent variables, you should be able to set up your graph then. Okay? Now, you can do this in Notability. If you want to do a paper copy, I've got paper copies over here. Okay? What you can then also do is just take a picture of the paper when you're done and submit the pictures then into Canvas. Okay? If you want to do a paper copy of the graph, but you're going to do the answers to the questions on Notability, then just take a picture of your graph and insert that into your Notability page then. And then turn that back into Canvas. This is due Thursday. I'm giving you the remainder of time of class to work on this. If you have questions, ask. Okay? You can pause the video now.